live right now, so should be starting. However, the sound test I just explained to Zalgus was, hello everyone who's watching right now. Right now we started 10 minutes early because that's what we do. We do like sound tests and introductions and all that during this round period of time. But yeah, right now do you have an instance of the stream up, Zalgus?
Yes.
Do you hear the music and our voices in correspondence? I'll need to check the sound bounce of all you guys. Speak.
Okay.
Stream
just started for me.
Sorry? Oh, wait. Let me just close that. Is there no music playing on it now? Sorry, I actually didn't turn on the music because of this. There you go. Do you hear music now? Actually, it should take a second or two. Hello, Gawi. Hello, name taker, aka someone that is talking here right now. And hello, Jeremiah. We're doing a sound check right now. Do you hear the music?
Yes.
How's the sound?
I can hear the music.
So
The sound
is
hard because we're talking here and the video, we're talking as well in the video, so it's hard to tell.
Oh, yeah. That's just a weird feedback, and that's why I didn't really want to deal with that. But the sound balance is, I think I need to lower my own volume a bit, but can you guys keep on talking so I can balance it just a bit? Sorry for this very boring intro, but this is just how it is. We're 10 minutes early anyways. The sound balance, guys, keep on talking, say something funny. Haha, funny, I don't know.
Hello.
all the skeletos are terrible.
Rude. No, okay. I'm glad I
All the
decided
AIs are kind of boring, but they're okay.
Yeah, it's kind of whatever. Don't pull on this banner unless you really like.
Yeah, I
the
really don't.
Hey, screw you guys. I'm glad I picked Gyumao because you guys are gonna rip on you, but this evolution's pretty great in my opinion.
He's got like the only really useful one though.
Yeah, all the others are. Yeah.
We'll talk about this later, but Gyumao's is fun in the very least. So the music doesn't sound like overbearing to our voices, you think?
Sounds fine, I think, but again,
it's
hearing feedback, so I'm not 100% sure.
What do you think, Gawi, Jeremiah, anyone else that's online? We'll start as soon as we can, but we started early anyway, so that's whatever. Okay, so to continue the sound check, let's just introduce ourselves again while I look at the volume balance. So we have us joining for the umpteenth time, Erbie, aka Name Taker, aka Douchebags.
No. But hello.
Want to say something more? Come on, give me some material here. I need to test the volume.
I can say that Lucifuge is definitely better than.
Okay, you can stop here now. Cut the feed. And we also have.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erbie, for that opening that I will have to talk about you after. And we also have returning again Zalgus, aka Solid Milk, whose videos are unlisted, but you can see them in the server linked in the description.
Don't join the Discord server. Hello everyone, it's me again.
Don't join the Discord server, it says I'm not. Well, you heard it from him directly. And returning here is me in my own channel, Arathan. Hello! Alright, the music's good to go, thank goodness. Can you reduce a little the music? Oh, amazing kingdom. Now I got conflicting reports. I will reduce the music a tiny bit, but I think it's fine looking at the volume bounce. So we will begin this off by, what was even the order I said before? Let me just scroll up. Yeah, so the order we will discuss is, first we'll cover the skill evolutions. I'll start off with Potter, and then Erbie will go, then Zalgus will go, and then in that order, Arathan, Erbie, Zalgus, or Arathan, Erbie, Zalgus. And then we'll also cover the ARs right after. Sounds good to you guys?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's alright.
Okay, so the first skill evolution that we're going to cover is, even though we're starting like 8 minutes early, gonna be Potter Plus. That is exclusively owned by Gyumao, the regular Gyumao 5's card. And what it does, it basically doesn't really change any percentages of what's the existing effects, but it does add a brand new effect of inflicting break at long slash range plus the row behind that. So basically a 5x2 range. And I personally think it's pretty fantastic because, Gyumao himself definitely was the least deserving of a skill evolution compared to everyone else in the bunch. So he was already quite strong. Still one of the before this evolution, he was still one of the better 5-stars. It's just that his usage has definitely waned off a lot ever since all range board wipe strategies and with buff stacking strategies have just become a lot more accessible and a lot more feasible with other units and setups. But this sort of new evolution with Rake lets him actually deal more than twice as much damage to his row as well as the row behind that row, and it basically strengthens his already powerful turn 1 lethality, and in a sense also his board wide charge, and at least for the first 2 rows in front of him. And in addition to that, it actually gives him relevance outside of turn 1, because one of the biggest reasons why he fell off in usage, at least in my personal usage, is because he didn't really have any sustaining abilities like usage past turn 1 within a phase, that is, because his damage output just didn't have anything in addition to that. So now he can actually inflict break and all that nice damage, how he says it. And he also gains that secondary sort of role now that didn't exist before, of being able to push the zone intersection, basically where the ally zone and the enemy zone meet, because not only is he able to lethally wipe out the first row in front of him, but he's also able to hold in place the row behind that, so the enemies generally won't be able to close in to reclaim that front row. And so in the next turn, because of his lethality and that combined movement disabling, he's able to move forward and claim more territory. Alright, that pretty much ends my thoughts for this skill evolution.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good skill evolution. Probably the only one worth talking about in my honest opinion, because it's actually really decent. It actually allows him. I don't have a lot to say about it other than what you've already said. Gyumao was lacking on sustained damage, which he didn't have at all outside phase start. So this break will allow him to actually continue to be useful throughout the phase and deal decent damage outside being a CS spammer like that and other bots. Yeah, so this is definitely a really good skill evolution for him. Even though the rates aren't the best, it's still pretty reliable for the front row, which is neat. It's the only row he's going to hit anyways.
Not that this game is any stranger to units useful only on the first turn. It's Babylon and Garner still. But,
yeah, those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the break's useful because it just makes his first turn hit even harder, and it gives him something to do beyond being an Ardor bot. So that's nice.
I mean, he was like, it wasn't just being an Ardor bot. He did have like a lot of general use for moving, and on top of Ardor, of course, he was able to build up his like 20 CP on move, which is super useful to spam his charge. Even if it wasn't lethal, it still had one of the better effects for an all-range charge, that is fear, just to keep everyone in place and to stall it out. And in addition to that, he also had tenacity, which is, tenacity's tenacity. It's a nice, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah, there's not too much to say, so.
Yeah, that's fun in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good. I think it's worth
Makes
playing.
him a lot better. Yeah.
Pull for him if you actually are interested in these skill evolutions. He's very fun to do. All right, we'll just move on to the next unit / skill evolution. So who's going next again? Someone remind me.
I think it was me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
you.
it's you.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, the next skill evolution features Seth's skill evolution from Guide to Guide Plus. Basically, Seth gains another form of utility, which is to remove debuffs after he is debuffed himself from allies directly adjacent, as well as heal them after being debuffed, which is pretty neat. I think it contrasts Horus's kit a lot, since he can do that when he's buffed, but Seth can do that when he's debuffed. So I think it's a pretty neat one. But since Seth already skill locks, I think it's kind of, I don't know. I don't think it's a very good skill evolution, because he does remove the debuffs, but nothing. It is very dependent on the positioning of Seth, because if he's hit, for instance, first by the enemy, and then the enemies after that, the enemies will inflict the, and if they are, of course, immune to that skill lock, he's not going to be able to actually dispel any debuffs, and it's not really that reliable either, because it's only like 70% chance to remove a debuff, but it's there. I wouldn't count on this being a very game-changing skill evolution, but it definitely pushes him to be a lot more than just a protection bot and skill locker, and actually allows his team to shrug off debuffs and keep them alive.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's a nice addition, but it's like you said, it's not very game changing, because it definitely fills in a blank in terms of like his support role. It's just more support stuff. That's not directly just defense or whatever. It's a remove debuff and healing. It's nice, but my main issue with it is just it's a debuffs in general, and most maps, even in challenge quest maps, aren't really a threat. With that said, when they are a threat, I suppose this is where Seth would actually shine.
Like Mystic Christmas Challenge Quest 3. But I think that there's also a problem here that I didn't mention, is that he only removes debuff, one debuff to self at phase start, but never removes debuffs from self at all. So if he's going to be debuffed a lot to proc this heal, he's probably going to get disabled by literally everything in the board while he keeps his team alive. So that's not going to help him stay in the board. That's for sure.
Yeah, like his original kit was basically like that already, in terms of skill lock applying only after he's in, and protection only applying after the damage is done. So it's not like this before. Yeah. He's always been a weird support unit where he just takes the full brunt of everything before he actually does anything useful for his team.
Yeah, it feels like a skill evolution that's going to have very, very specific use cases, like...
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Is everything all right?
Sorry?
No. We heard what you said.
Oh my... was it not muted?
We heard it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let's move on.
Okay, that never happened. No. I need to calm down and read the comments. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Give me a moment.
Let's see. Let's see. Wow, I can't believe they only gave Gyumao a skill evolution. Well, that's a lie. We're talking about the other ones. Hello, Kay.
He still didn't mute himself.
Yeah, he didn't. I think his mute button isn't working, but that is very niche but thematic for Seth. Yes, I think it is. Seth the punching bag. Pretty much. Buffering, but with that AR card, this skill could be kind of broken.
I think he means the remove debuff card.
Oh yes, that one.
On move.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about that later, I think. It's you that's talking about that one, isn't it?
Yes, the last one.
Yeah. If you want a debuff cleanser or refresher, I would stick with Protag or Tomte. Not only do they provide more utility, but they also have an advantage in being all element, so no elemental weaknesses. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I don't think this Evo will have much general use. It'll probably only ever you'll find very specific CQs where you might find some use for it, like if they throw lots of debuffs at you or at Seth, and he can remove. But then you could, like someone said, bring Tomte or something instead. So it's okay, I guess.
I'm still dead from what just happened. Oh my god, that happened on stream before everyone heard it. Fuck that. Anyways, let's just move on. Not for me. Okay, Zalgus, you're up next. Please,
Are you gonna change the slide?
I did. Did it not change on your side?
There we go.
Okay, I can... Maybe that was the reason why everyone heard it, because there's a delay. Oops. Anyway.
Bodhisattva.
Oh,
That's the pronunciation.
thank you, Zalgus, for volunteering to pronounce that.
This skill evolution is completely whatever. So all of these skill evos don't actually change anything about the original. They just add some extra effects. And Bodhisattva got an extremely useless effect. It can apply obstruct at 90%, which is whatever, because obstruct is what, minus, was it 20 or 15%?
It was 15, I think.
It's it's minus 15% to proc rates, and that's it. That's not something to be relied upon. And it also has cursed advantage, which is whatever, because Hanuman can't actually inflict that at all. And it's not even that big a buff. It's 1.5x, which is okay, I guess, but it's mostly something that's whatever there to have. But this is definitely the worst buff of the lot, because he can't really do anything with it, and also its obstruct is not useful anyway, or not that useful anyway, and also it's after attacking, so even if, say, there were a print that applied obstruct advantage, he can't take advantage of that. So yeah, this skill evolution is shit.
Yeah, it's extremely strange why they even decided to add this, besides just being the glue for all the other skill evolutions. Basically, you'd want to use this in combination with Seth and Ganglie for which we'll touch on later. Ganglie's advantage against obstruct, as well as Seth's ability to inflict curse. So that's really the only reason this skill evolution exists. But because obstruct itself, like Zalgus said, is not really useful whatsoever. It's a skill activation reducing effect, but the thing is, most enemies that are you would rather just skill lock the enemy outright, and most enemies that are immune to skill lock would also be immune to obstruct anyway. So there's very rarely a reason why you would choose to use obstruct over skill lock in the first place.
Yeah, I think the reason why this skill evolution exists was to make all the banner units kind of synergize with each other. I think I saw that somewhere. Like, for instance, my gang can apply obstruct and do extra damage against obstruct. And like Seth can apply curse, which Hanuman can exploit. So I think that's what they were aiming at. This batch of skill evolutions.
Of course, the problem is that Hanuman himself isn't actually really that good. So
Yeah.
there's no reason to do this. So, and the benefits aren't even that great anyway.
Yeah, I don't really understand the Hanuman variants kit at all. It's like, what was it do? Like adamantine and like brawn when he misses or something.
He burns himself and applies. Well, you can see right there, adamantine and brawl. So he himself does okay damage. I think he gives ardor to allies and enemies, kind of like Claude as well. And I can't really remember what else he does because it's so
like
unremarkable.
The biggest issue is it's kind of like scattered in purpose, and this skill evolution unfortunately does not help sharpen his focus at all. So besides
It
being,
kind of makes it worse, actually.
yeah, there's not a reason why you'd want to use the unit Hanuman even with a skill evolution, which is fine by my books because I don't really like Hanuman. Sorry, Erbie, what's up?
I like how he has special bonus damage against weakness. I still don't understand why he has.
Bonus damage against weakness? Doesn't he like inflict that or something? I don't know. It's been a
I
while.
think he does.
Let me just briefly open up my notes for that. Or not my notes, just the actual page. He has advantage against weakness.
You're kind of cutting out. I don't know if that's me or you, though.
Yeah, I heard him cutting out as well.
Oh, sorry. Maybe it's because I was mumbling. The stream's obviously going fantastically. I'm gonna die of embarrassment. Anyways, I don't see it either. It's strange.
No, I think it's because your connection is dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be it. I was a bit worried about starting stream because I did have a shaky connection. But we'll just press on and just keep an eye on the actual stream itself for me, won't you? So we can pause if it freezes up again.
Sure.
Throttling
Well,
is amazing.
these emails aren't much to talk about anyway, so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're already like 3 done and we're only 10 minutes in. Well, technically 15, but yeah.
We're only needing Ganglie and
Summer Hanuman cannot inflict weakness.
I guess its synergy was Ganglie, I guess, which we'll cover right now. So
That's probably it, actually, yeah.
Yeah, all the synergy together.
But why? it's like
all together.
it's like Ganglie inflicts weakness, and then you'd want to follow up with Hanuman, but then Hanuman inflicts like obstruct, and then you want to follow up with Ganglie or something. Like the team order for this is kind of.
Ganglie applies weakness, which can be useful for Hanuman. Hanuman applies obstruct, which can be useful for Ganglie, and Seth can apply curse, which can be useful for Hanuman as well. I don't know. This
Hanuman's existence continues to perplex me. And
just for a mediocre.
Yeah, they all kind of suck too much to actually. Well, they're not that great, so.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm the one who's covering this unit, anyways, right? So my thoughts on this unit is. Ignore the synergy with the Desert Unit. The thing you want to focus on is the fact that it boosts his charge's strength, which is a decent upgrade because Ganglie's thing is about getting his charge up quickly with his massive CP boost and acceleration when appearing. Unfortunately, he can't really spam his charge because it's just, just his first charge that comes up fast. I guess combo helps a bit, but not really. But yeah. In the very least, you'll be able to get a charge that's 1.6 times stronger than usual. That's pretty much all I can add on to his skill evolution. It's a lot better than Hanuman's, to say, in the very least.
Yeah, Ganglie can at least take advantage of it himself since he can apply obstruct himself. So unlike Hanuman, who can't apply cursing.
Yeah. Well, and so ends our thoughts on the SkEvo, unless anyone has any remaining thoughts. No?
Okay, it benefits him himself since he can actually apply obstruct, otherwise it's very whatever because people who apply obstruct is rare and you wouldn't build it, so this doesn't really help him beyond giving him a bit more damage, so.
Yeah, it's kind of it's unfortunate. Sorry, go ahead, Erbie.
It's like a nourishment attack buff. Slightly higher.
Yeah, pretty much. It's fucking Ganglie and Hanuman got shafted. I don't care about Hanuman, but Ganglie deserved better than this. Anyways,
yeah, he did. It's his birthday, summon day.
Yeah, and then they give him this like pile of flaming poo. Seriously, tragic. All right, who read the comments last time? The other person read the comments this time.
Do you want me to read?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll read it, so.
Go ahead, Zalgus.
Whoa. Oops, I'm dead.
What? You're cutting off, Zalgus, by quite a lot on my side.
I think it's you that's cutting off.
I hate everything.
Yes, you're still crackling, so. Wouldn't a world unit work better as a punching bag? Yes, it would. World is better at being defensive than Valiant.
As much as
Irish music.
I don't agree with that at all because, yeah, sure, there's a lot of there's more fire, water, grass element. Fire, water, grass is obviously a higher element count than Aether and Nether, but then again, no other element can resist those, so it kind of balances out, in my opinion. And also the fact that it also resists Inferno, I think they're both equally valid as punching bags.
Well, I'll just save my thoughts on that for stream as usual during my dungeon run. But I think you've heard enough of it. It could be better. It doesn't have to be as bad as I let it have to be.
What Irish music that we're listening to?
It was probably the Christmas 3 one, the normal VN music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Insane Curse supports summer Hanuman strats. I'm kidding. Yeah. These skill evos were made for the event meme, yep. They expect you to pair all of the summer units to
Except
Gyumao, I guess. Gyumao doesn't really go with them, per se. My boy Hanuman, his banner refused to give him to me. Anyway, 5-star Bale applies weakness and curse himself, so they can work together. That's super specific, though. Yeah, I guess, but, you know, there are better people to pair Bale with. The brother Con is strong with these two. These two who? Oh, Ganglie and Seth.
Yeah, they got a nice energy, which we'll talk about in passing in their AR card.
That's the best. Oh my god. God awful.
Stream, please let me live.
Okay. God said no stream today. One of the worst skill evos of all skill evos.
Hanuman's is truly like I read Hanuman's kit and just why.
That's not true. There are worse kill emotions like Soul Shooter.
Yeah, Soul Shooter Plus is pretty shit.
Yeah, it's like what is it? Arousal to unit in front if you decide to move them.
Yes.
But why?
If you decide to move.
Why would that anyone ever want that? Okay.
No one would.
Yeah.
The skill evos are actually wonky if you didn't know you had to put all the units on the same team. It works on paper, but ultimately mediocre. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Thanks, Discord. Your connection is really pulling through.
I'm gonna cry.
Well, I mean, don't know if it's Discord or if it's Ara's internet, but
I think it's Ara's internet.
Wow,
but...
way to throw me under the bus.
I mean, I can hear Erbie just fine. So.
Yeah, I can hear fine as well. So I just can't hear you, Ara, as well.
It's probably somewhere like maybe
one person who.
Someone in my family is probably like playing video games. That was also like restricting my
torrenting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's done. All right, finish up the comments and then we'll move on to the ERs.
These three are all about. Oh my god, these three turn off. They don't always.
Okay, you're cutting off a lot on my side, Zalgus, which means you're probably cutting off in my viewers' sides. But I'll read it out loud, I guess. Which one are you reading out loud? These skill EOs are actually wonky if you didn't know.
There are more effective ways. Get a stage? No, it gave
I think
it gave
oppression, I think.
think.
Yes, and increase the rate.
And then they had to give it Avenger plus to give it Rage plus, and then it wasn't as shit anymore.
But I don't don't quote me on that because I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. You'd move the Soul Shooter unit if everyone else had oppression or paralysis because of persisting block. I don't think that's really that great a use case, but I guess it exists. Yeah, okay, that's...
Okay, well, and so ends our thoughts for the skill evolutions. Let's keep this going before my internet connection completely dies and I continue being a clown. I'd rather minimize my clown session. So let's just move on to the ARs now.
Okay.
Please.
And now the AR is the private lesson in the desert, right?
Mm-hmm.
The two bro. Not
yeah. I have the order in front of me. No, best AR.
Okay, I think this AR is pretty neat. It synergizes very well with Summer Ganglie actually, since and also units in general that have flirt would be able to benefit from the burn infliction that it applies. Plus, it would also give them another chance to apply charm. If flirt is like an ability that only Summer Ganglie and Bad Typhon have on their kits, which basically applies charm to the enemies at a decent rate, but also at the same time applies burn to themselves. So this can actually give them an additional chance to apply charm, but also avoiding that negative effects of that skill by removing the burn itself. I think it's pretty neat. It can be equipped by Ganglie, Seth, and any Wander and Valiant unit. So, and any unit can now be a charm unit at a very low rate. So I think that's okay. It can definitely come. It can definitely be useful, but I think it's going to be most useful at least in Summer Ganglie and Ben Typhon. For instance, you can apply this on Tedda, for instance, if you really want, for his hits behind the first unit to not be completely useless and actually have a chance to apply charm and do something to them, which is okay, I guess.
Yeah. So effectively, if you didn't see your what's the skill? Flirt? Yeah. If you didn't skill see the unit that has Flirt, which is Ganglia or Typhon, then that would effectively boost the rate from 40% charm to 49% charm. It's pretty good in that sense. The burn removal is like, it's nice in general. It's not just gonna be useful for flirts. It's gonna be useful for a lot of flat damage meme challenge quests like Ganglie.
It can also be useful, for instance. I think
some Hanuman.
I think other units. Yeah. Okay.
He
But he
can't
can't equip
even
it.
equip it. Oh my god. He's so bad.
Isn't that a shame?
Oh, what a loss. Even more reason not to use Hanuman. What will I ever do? I guess I'll just continue not using him. Oh well. Another thing I guess I noticed, actually the only other unit that would directly burn from was that is also able to equip it and has charm advantage would be Beachside Bolas. So besides the Typhon, Beachside Bolas is also a unit that has charm advantage, obviously because he has advantage against all debuffs. So it's worth considering to pair up with him. Other than that, I would say generally pair this card up, if not with a Flirt or Bolas, with a unit with wide spread damage, like maybe any magic range user, or if you want to get a bit no, never mind. Neither Alp nor Echo can equip this card anyways. But yeah, so just focus on equipping this on a magic range user. If not the ones we searched.
Yeah, this AR's alright. There's no, if you have space for it, there's no reason not to equip it. Charm's a powerful effect if it goes off, and it's a bit low rate or very low rate, so you shouldn't bank on it. But it's nice to have when it kicks in. It also has the best off.
Yeah.
Damn, the bias is strong.
I mean,
Bias is
he's
strong.
okay, but can we be real here? Like, look at Ganglie, he's so cute. And like, usually I don't really care. Yeah, Hunan is fucking fantastic. And usually I don't care about Seth's art, but in this one he looks so round and like squishy, and I just this art is very nice. 10 out of 10 in my books in terms of AR art.
It is brilliant.
Okay, so moving on to the next 5-star. Erbie, please lead this one.
Oh, okay. I actually don't have the page set up for this one, so let me just give me a second.
You don't have.
I think this one is the one with the.
I'm like losing my brain
Okay.
here a bit because of
You
this.
can do it, Zalgus. I believe in you.
Go Zalgus, carry the stream.
The stream just. I think the stream just died for a moment.
Is it okay? Tell me when it's back up, because like I don't have my own. Actually, I do have my own stuff, but it looks fine on my end.
Okay, there we go.
Stream good, guys.
Are we good?
It's working.
One of these days I'll get like a fucking super expensive, unnecessarily priced internet connection, and then I'll never have hiccups. Probably not, but it's okay to indulge. Anyways, Zalgus, sorry for shafting you there. Let's have you introduce it.
I'm really glad this stream is covering this lame shit.
Yeah.
More important.
Yeah.
Good thing the ARs and skill evolutions are all
Man,
terrible.
I'm really feeling bad with the quality of the stream, but it's like if this actually happened in our previous stream where we actually covered a lot of important units, that would have been terrible. But yeah, these ARs like whatever in my opinion. But I'll get to that later. So go ahead and continue this.
Okay, so this one's pretty unique. It kind of they started doing stackable buffs, which are not actually the same buff. it's kind of lying about that. It's not the same buff. It's they're all different IDs. But anyway, so it applies a stacking attack up buff of 1.13x. I believe it stacks up to about 1.63 if you have all 4 stacks. Do you have that number, Aaron?
It amounts up to 1.6 times. Wait, are you talking about the individual stacks?
No, that's 1.13. I mean, altogether.
Altogether, it's 1.63.
Okay, yeah, that was right. So, like, each time you move, you get one of the stacks, and they last for 4 turns. So, eventually, you'll have all 4 stacks. But you have to move every turn.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Do you have to move?
I mean, if you want the maximum multiplier, then yeah. Of 1.
Oh wait, no. It's a start
of turn.
No,
Start of turn. You get it. You get
What's
it
the,
automatically. It's a free attack.
What's the
What?
What's the moving effect?
I don't think it's anything.
It's. Do you guys even have the card? I'm pretty sure you have to move to activate
No,
it. It's just the way the
No,
wiki.
I don't.
No. It actually says start of turn. I think.
Does it actually? Oh my god. Didn't I just assumed it was on moving because it was excellent stream. Anyways, I just
Well, I wish I had this AR to test it, but unfortunately, LifeWonders wanted to give me the Seth and Ganglie AR. Damn it.
That has better art though. Well, if it's start of turn, then it's nice to have because it's just a stacking attack buff that stacks up to 1.63, and then assuming you don't fail the procs, which is perfectly possible because it's 8%. I guess I'll review it as if it's start of turn, since I'm not actually sure which one it is. But yeah, if it's on start of turn, there's no reason not to have it. The remove drain from sub is very situational, but it could be nice since drain is it reduces the CP, and that can be annoying.
Though after further analysis, it's probably just the wiki parsing that it may be after moving, but the start of turn, the wiki can't parse it. After moving on the first turn, after moving on the second turn, that's probably what it means.
This is what happens. We rely on a hodgepodge of resources. One thing falls through, then everything later falls through. I just figured it was on moving at first.
Well, if it's on moving, then this is a lot more limited because you have to move. If it's on move, you have to move them every turn, and also they have to be someone who you would want to move every turn, and that's kind of limited.
To like Ibaraki,
especially in I guess Ibaraki, even though he's really phased out at this point.
It could be pretty useful on like Jiangxi, Tetsuo,
Christmas Takamaru,
or Christmas Seed Tree,
Gyumao, stuff like that.
Who's Christmas Takamaru?
He doesn't
never heard of him.
All right, let's just give this the benefit. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt and assume it's every turn start, and that after moving thing is just another thing that's trying to sabotage my stream.
Well, if anyone has the AR card, they could share their thoughts on it on the comments.
Well, it provides a decent amount of attack as well, I guess, and
it's a free buff that stacks with everything.
Nausea. Use it with nausea. The stack acceleration
amazing.
and attack.
Amazing.
Use it with nausea and then get attacked by Bale.
Yeah, you definitely want to attack with blow range, and followed by the 20k damage per square. It's nothing to write home about, but if it is every turn, it's just basically a free damage buff that takes time to build, which is nice. Also, the drain mainly it exists. It's nice, I suppose.
No reason not to have it very much.
Yeah, it's nice since it's kind of shit as a debuff for the enemy, but it's pretty annoying to deal with it on your side.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying on the Christmas quests where I was using Tomte and trying out different teams, and suddenly Tomte wouldn't proc his skills because he had fucking drain on. It was annoying.
Yeah, and also
drain and obstruct are way more annoying for us than it is for the AI.
I think I wanted to mention this earlier, but I sort of just didn't make that joke in the last stream because I think I was hurting Erbie's feelings so much, but I was about to say something like drain and obstruct are like the Valiant of status.
Wow.
It's like units that are not fun to play with and not fun to fight against, basically.
Valor is pretty fun.
Yeah, like I said, my opinion might be turning for Valiant now that the Part 2 banner exists with Valor and Tita. But it's still just 2 units, and we'll just have to see their longevity. Okay, so are we ready to move on to the next card? If we are, then let's...
Go ahead.
First, let me just read out the comments this time. Where are the comments? Where is my professionality? Did that even ever exist? What was the last comment?
Went with the connection.
Let's see. What was the last comment you read, Zalgus? Something about flip-flopping, right? Or what? Yeah, right.
I think it was.
Clowns. It starts at Clownsamo.
All right. So the
Yeah,
clown smo is me smo. Just if you ever want like a visualization of what I look like, just imagine like a literal clown, except he's a bit chubby, I guess. Anyways, so Kingdom says Bantifan is the best for this AR. Yeah, he'd go okay with it, I guess. The whole burn immediately increases his chance of charm, but it would go good with Ganglie for the same reasons. Hello, Moen. The remove burn thing is specifically for T1 Ganglie. Yeah, it's pretty peculiar, but I'm sure it'll have usage outside of that. Ganglie is definitely more than cute. He's like top tier cute. Card's wholesome. Wait until Gyumao South. That's good art. What Ganglie AR do? We just explained. Oh no, the stream, and then we died for a moment, and I'm just gonna skip everything there. Why is after moving listed if it doesn't have any effect? Because the wiki has some peculiar parsing things that still needs to be worked on. It's a current. The way the wiki works is there's some things that wiki editors such as me and Erbie can modify, but then there are other things that like only a single person can modify, such as like the actual interpretation of the in-game data into human readable things, and that is done by clicks. And sometimes because it's handled by one person who's not always being working on the game 24/7, these things slip through the cracks and it might not be parsed properly, and then you get weird things that say stuff like fucking after move no effect at 80%. I might have to talk with him about it, but I would rather have like direct evidence for the fact that it doesn't actually require movement before I point out that issue. Let's see. I must still use Seth even if he's not that good. Oh, good on you. I'm sure he is pretty good though, so you don't have to worry about that. I don't know. Ox does art for Housamo. I don't even know who Ox is. So, okay, if it's okay to move, then this works with nausea and Zapple acceleration. Yep. Stand to dice gate for maximum art moves. Maybe. Shit's unit still connection.
No.
Okay, thank you for hopping in there just to shit on dice gate and Zalgus.
Yes.
I was like, come on, guys, you can comment on what I'm saying, but it's, of course, the one thing that you can't comment on is how shit dice gate is. Dice gate is dead scary. Shit units need shit connections, shit profession. Don't worry, I said we don't bring. Okay, just yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you for reassuring me, but I will still cry after this super long stream is done. Alright, let's continue this analysis since we're actually on a bit of a time limit here. So the next card we'll cover is Battle between Swordsmith and Swordsman. Was I the one who's gonna cover that?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was you.
Okay, so this is actually a pretty neat skill because remove buff is usually tied to units that like already have supportive kits or that are like last hitters or that are general debuffers, but they're not often tied to other sort of categories of units such as like maybe support units but basically it just opens up this remove buff feature to any other unit, not just the usual last hitters or debuff management units. And the main reason why remove debuff was partly conditional was just because it was kind of a rare effect to have. But now this kind of opens it very broadly to a whole class of units between fire units as well as slash units. It would be nice to pair with like units that don't usually have like healing and defense buff units, I suppose. So the units I have in mind that would go, the units that I have in mind that would go with it are Beachside Chernobog as well as regular Snow 5, because they're like the classic sort of healing slash defensive support unit. But the thing that they couldn't really deal with was like sort of any buffs themselves, and this sort of course curtails that and gives them additional support functionality. And I think these additional like supportive effects are nice to add on the units that are already support units, because you kind of want to dump all your supportive effects on a single unit rather than be forced to bring 2 support units. And those are sort of my thoughts on it. It's just surprisingly effective just based on like how much it broadens the pool of who can actually have this rare-ish effect.
I'd honestly don't quite share the same opinion. I'd probably just stick this AR in Kanan Robinson, so just that it could have a more reliable chance to remove buffs. Units with combo should work really nicely with this AR, in my opinion, because they're going to give you an extra chance to remove the buffs. But Kanan Robinson has both combo and the chance himself to remove buffs, so this can further help him at least almost guarantee that he's going to remove a buff every time he attacks. So I think that it's a good unit to use on, at least.
I think this is our first all-round AR.
Probably. I don't know. Yeah.
Because I just remember never being able to equip anything except shots to Valentino, so...
Zalgus would know. Okay, if Zalgus says so, then that's probably right. This is the first all-around AR, which, you know, along with boosting Canon Robinson's effectiveness at just ignoring evasion, well, you know, effectively ignoring evasion and guts, it would also like effectively increase the activation rate of the protagonist's ability to remove buff on hit, which is, it's nice, I guess.
Alright, Salomon. The Salomon print.
Salomon, the free one, the tutorial one.
Oh yeah, everyone loves that one. Why does that even exist? Why does Salomon exist? Don't answer that question, that's probably a spoiler. Anyways, are we done talking about this card? If so, then let's move on to the next card. I'm pretty sure it's Erbie next.
I think it's my turn.
Oh my god. Imagining having a sense of memory to remember the order of 3 people. Anyways, please, Erbie, lead.
Basically, what the card is, Survival Resort, it basically applies Drain at 80% chance to when attacking, and deals extra damage against armor, which can be pretty neat for units that can exploit Drain, which I honestly don't know who they are, but there are some units that can apply Ardor pretty efficiently to enemies, so this can be useful to them at least. So units with Beach Babe, and for instance the Variant's Hanuman Variant does have Beach Babe, so he would benefit from this AR at least.
Yep.
To deal with some extra damage on turn 2, which can be pretty neat. I think Summer Ashigara can also equip it, which can further boost his damage and potential, since you can push back and keep them in place by break, and then you deal even additional amount of damage if they hit them with this Ardor on. And I think Beach Bathon can also use it. So I think there's quite an array of characters that can equip this, that have that ability to apply Ardor on enemies.
I mean, if you want to play around giving enemy Ardor, I always find it questionable. Like...
No, it's not playing around enemy Ardor. It's more like, yeah, if you like these units, and if you're going to use these units, then this AR is probably really good for them.
Okay, so like basically a like unit-centered team building, I guess. Yeah, I guess you have a point. Then this would be really good if you like Bathium forward.
If you really want to use Bathium or Ashigara or something, this can be a useful AR to consider at least.
Yeah, but as you can see, we have more thoughts on the Ardor advantage than the Drain effect, because the Drain effect is pretty blah, to be honest.
It can be useful as a budget method of CP reduction, like, but only if the target is actually vulnerable to drain. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind of
it's
whatever.
like it's one of the worst ways to deny charge because just outright inflicting CP depletion is usually a lot better than inflicting a CP debuff on enemy. It's a lot CP debuffs are a lot worse on the player than the enemy simply because of the way they're phased together. For enemies, they actually what you call it? The check for the battle check for them to actually use the charge is out of sync from when the CP is actually drained. So, by the time the CP is drained at the end of the enemy turn, you could have given them enough CP but just by hitting them again during your turn, and then during the enemy start, aka the check for the enemy charge, they might already have enough CP again to use their charge, which is like, it's dumb. It's another reason why it's a lot more annoying to face against rather than to actually inflict. And besides that, like as you mentioned, drain is sort of something a lot of enemies might be immune to, simply because a lot of enemies are immune to skill lock. They decide to put a drain and obstruct under the same category, which is like puts a very big question mark of why would you ever want to use this over skill lock or bind. But yeah, it's there, it's reliable, it exists.
Yeah, really nothing to say about this. It's really not very good. At least the art's good, I guess. Well, at least Seth is good.
Based. The bedroom eyes, gotta love it.
From what we know, I think this was the first AR that had data mined voice lines on the wiki, actually.
Data mined voice lines?
Yes, I remember Quick saying there was an AR that was data mined with voice files and everything but not art of Hanuman and Seth AR.
When the heck was this?
Since before ARs even came live.
What the?
It's been there for a very long time.
I see. So
it finally was released, I guess. I'm guessing this was the one. This was probably intended to be a release AR, but it didn't happen for some reason or another.
Either that or they just planned that far ahead.
True.
Well, that is the last 4-star in this batch. However, there's still one more 3-star. But before we move on to that, let's did we already read the comments, Tucson? We kind of did, right? So let's just
we didn't read the comments for the previous one.
This.
Okay.
Yeah, we can read.
All right, Erbie, you're up.
Let's see. Kurogane AR. So illegal, by the way. Okay. I am looking. I wish the remove buff had better proc rate, because this AR and Valentine's Barges would make for a nice tank strats. Oh, I can see why, but remove buff usually doesn't come with very high rates on a lot of characters. So putting a high rate on remove buff on an AR would be a little absurd, because it actually invalidates a lot of units that already have remove buff at mediocre rates.
Yeah. Speaking of absurd rates, then look forward to the next AR card. We'll be talking for remove debuff. But yeah, generally speaking, remove buff and remove debuff, LifeWonders are pretty stingy about those rates for whatever reason.
After Solomon, lol. I'm leaving the stream. See ya, Gowie.
See ya, Gowie.
No, he's probably left already, because that was a while ago.
Two-star Solomon. Where is the 2-star Solomon?
What are the point of 2-star regions? This is like the rarities of 1-star and 2-star are like, they don't even make sense.
There is a 2-star AR Solomon. There is a 1-star Solomon. I don't know if there's a 2-star.
Yeah, I think it's the 1-star or whatever, but I believe that one is also all only. So
yeah, it's only
I am kind of wrong, but that print is whatever. I mean,
yeah.
Takemaru, more like Totmaru. Takimaru. Okay.
Looks like the quarantine brain is affecting us all right now.
What? I didn't listen, actually.
It looks like quarantine brain is affecting us all right now.
I'm fine.
No.
It's not too bad. Also, did I hear that right? Summer Hanuman with utility. That can't be right.
You didn't hear right, because that's not what we were saying whatsoever.
Just saying that it could be useful on him.
Except it wouldn't be because he can't equip it.
Yeah, he can't equip it.
Shit.
Well,
All right.
well, he can.
Are we talking about survival? Which AR card are we talking about right now?
We were talking about the Ardor one, the one that deals extra damage to Ardor. He can equip it because.
Oh yeah.
he's
yeah.
one of
Oh
the
right.
featured
Oh right. I thought I was talking about the other
Yeah.
one, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess he can make use of it since he has Beach Bait.
Oh no.
No.
I guess I'm still not gonna play as Hanuman. Anyway. I think that's
Yeah, that's all the comment.
yeah, that's a good review for now. Zalgus, please cover this wonderful 3-star, or at least that's what I think of it, in terms of its like actual utility. So please begin.
Okay, so this is the free AR that we get. So we'll get at least how much? You get at least 80 levels from the shop, right?
Yeah.
So you need to farm 20 levels of it. So on move, you remove debuff to the target in front of you. This is actually kind of ridiculous because you can get remove debuff at 100% on move if you max out this AR, which isn't too hard. You just need to grind the event as usual. The drop rate seems alright too. So having remove debuff at 100% is quite amazing.
It's
and,
for reference, like a lot of other schools just have like, I don't know, maybe at best 60% or 70%, and that's some peculiar activation condition. But this is like on move. I think it's pretty good for various reasons. Sorry, Zalgus, you can continue. I got a lot of thoughts on this as well.
Nah, it's fine. But yeah, this just having remove debuff at 100%. There's a lot of places that you might end up wanting to use it. So this is probably one of the more useful ARs out of this batch, and you can easily max it out since it's free, like I said. It's not, the thrust defense is whatever. It's there. It's nice to have, but it's obviously not the main attraction.
It's a. I will say that based on like the positioning that the unit that would have this card equipped, thrust would be like the optimal weapon type to be resistant to, because it has like the least worst weapon penalty that can still reach that, like the position of being a backliner to summon. So it's a nice, neat little weapon synergy there.
People who would use this well probably beat Seth and does Valentine's Gyumao buffs to in front of him, right?
Yeah, limit.
Okay, so
It's pretty neat for him to.
Yeah, I would recommend this card for time slip Gyumao, because he's already a supportive unit, and this just adds, like, without being redundant, a new supportive function, remove debuff. As I would also recommend this for the same reason to any card of Ryota, as well as anyone with quick quest. So basically, just units that have like supportive functions that or like to move.
Yeah. So this is a pretty good AR. If you plan to use it, I'd really recommend you just max it out. It's not too hard to do so. Just need to farm a bit for, what was it, like 20 drops, which isn't too hard, because it seems like the drop rate's pretty high for the AR, as far as I've seen so far in the in this current event.
Yeah, I'm already close to maxing it, and I haven't even like finished clearing one of the items yet.
There is one thing that beat me about this AR, because it can be equipped by long slash units.
That's so pointless. It's incredibly
stupid.
Yeah, so basically, if you're going to remove debuff to an ally in front of you, but you're long slash, so you're not going to be able to attack with that unit.
It's just there because Gyumao's on the card, we all know that.
But still, it's
for the lore or something.
I think the art is kind of ugly, to be honest.
It's a kind of very angular and like disproportionate.
It's very uncanny.
It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh style angular positioning and stuff like that. I don't know.
Anyway, this AR is probably the best out of the lot, so get this one and max it out.
Yeah, actually, I would even say it's better than the charming one, the Ganglie. What's Seth's one? Just because it's like that one's restricted to like 5-star T-Fun at most, and even then it mostly just makes his existing function slightly better. This one adds like an entirely new function, deepens support role, and like can potentially remove the need for bringing a second support unit if removing debuffs is really that important.
It trades off having good art for having the best effect.
The LifeWonders effect.
That tail wag is cute. Yeah, it is. Seth is wagging his tail.
Isn't it
Valentine Kenta Resurgence. Valentine's Kenta is one of the worst tuners to use this with, because he wants to attack.
He needs to hit people.
He needs to hit people to activate his crit, and he needs to be hit while standing next to, horizontally to someone to get his brawn off. I guess if you wanted to use him just for his attack up, I guess, but
he doesn't
you wouldn't
really
be
need to move
anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't need to move, does he? Maybe Blessing, but I don't know.
You need a blessing, I think. But yeah, he needs to get that crit, and I think I'm not sure.
But yeah, so if you're pulling for this banner, for some like the best card, you don't even have to because it's free right here. Yeah, I think that pretty much concludes our thoughts for this quick analysis.
What a train wreck.
This is such a shit stream. But yeah, this might be my last stream. My last set of streams for today, either today or next weekend, depending on my stuff going on in my life right now. So obviously, this was an amazing way to go. The desert.
Anyways, and the ARs as well. So it's a good way to end with also a shitty stream as well.
Yeah. Well, the desert journey event's still going on. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I would say
not really.
I mean, I still haven't read the story yet, so that'll be fun for me. I'll be doing that shortly after this. I close this analysis and finish dungeoning. But I'm sure you guys know all about it already. I don't know about you, but
it's better than Valentine's. It's better than Valentine's.
Pensive. Okay, well, thank you for joining me, Erbie. Where can they find you? On YouTube. Please say your full channel name for everyone to hear.
It's Name Taker.
Okay, it's Name Taker, aka, as you can see in my channel description, it's called something else, but believe me, it is Name Taker. And you can find Zalgus in the server. He is a fancy schmancy mod, so but don't worry, he doesn't bite unless you're a terrible person.
I bite everyone.
I mean, you might end up liking it. Anyways, that pretty much concludes the streams. Thank you for joining me, Erbie and Zalgus. I will see you back at the server.
Oh wait,
later.
one last comment.
What's that?
Asvari, ironically, can use because you need to move him every turn. Asvari with the free print.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
But you want to be on the front, not on the back. I imagine most of the time.
Yeah, like I was saying or hinting on it before, he would be preferable to equip on units that already have supported function, simply because like you don't
Just
really
killing them all with crit counter supportive.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it does count, but in that case you wouldn't need to remove debuffs anyways at that point. But if you do, then there's this card.
The volume's got progressively worse throughout this stream.
I'm gonna go.
Okay, we should go now. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god.
We're going to have another batch of skill evolutions in about 6 days, so it's okay.
Okay, if that happens, I swear to God, I'll try to prepare it so that the stream doesn't shit itself.
We are getting the early summer banners, I think, this next week. So the batch of skill evolutions coming.
There's new skill evolutions for real.
Yes, there will be new skill evolution for the early summer campaign, which should start next week.
Didn't
At
it?
least with the banners.
Did-
It only started the login bonus, but the
Oh,
banners
okay.
and date quests and stuff like that will only start.
Yeah, I figured because it like the login bonus already started. I figured the info page actually meant the Desert Journey skill evolutions. But if that's really the case, if there's gonna be more, then I'm gonna be happy for that.
Yeah, there will be more. They mentioned the skill evolutions in both the early summer page and the Desert Journey page. So we're looking forward to it because we're going to have a lot more skill evolutions, I think.
Hopefully they're better than these ones.
And hopefully, I don't know.
I hope Time Gunzo gets a skill evolution because that is just a crime of kits, to be honest. And Druga preferably as well.
And leaked his regular kit, please.
He's not the bad.
Please don't do this to me, LifeWonders. Okay, no more prolonging the stream. Please make your way out the door. I love you guys, but you're squeezing out the stream time. I'm gonna start dungeoning soon. Yet again, please visit Erbie's channel and subscribe. And Zalgus will be around, and I'll be here continuing dungeoning. And after that, I will be starting the Desert Journeys voiceovers. So look forward to my shitty voice acting again, if you can actually hear it over this shitty stream quality. So yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. See you later.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya later.
Awesome. And please stick around, everyone. I'll be right back with dungeoning. Bye.